Hey, Justice fans. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm super excited. I loved doing these last year, and we're going to keep it going this year. We talked about doing the preview every other week, but I think we're actually going to try and do it every week. Thanks in large part to our new sponsor, DC Brau. So we're going to get into that today. We have a lot of really exciting stuff. If you guys were on Twitter, there was all kinds of stuff happening, announcements from teams, from casters, a lot of cool stuff going on, and a lot of things that I want to get your opinions on as well. So I think today's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know. I swapped back to my setup at home, as you can see, for those of you that caught our Overwatch League experimental tournament. We're back to this setup, so hopefully everyone can hear and see me properly. Let me see. Awesome. Okay, I think we are good to go. So yeah, so for the preview brought to you by DC Brau, I have the beer that we partnered with DC Brau for. If you guys are in the area, everyone knows the brewery here. It's like a really cool thing that I'm super excited to be partnering with them for. And because they're sponsoring the stream, we can do it more often. We're gonna get some like cool things going with it. So huge thank you to DC Brau for sponsoring this. Enjoy in DC if you're over 21 responsibly. I'm hoping that we can have some homestands where we can get our fans out. You guys can try this with us, but they actually have it at at a lot of their locations. So cheers. Okay, so how are we going to do this? So I broke this out into 5 categories. Big thank you to Sydney. Sydney does a lot of our design stuff, and she made this really cool kind of little planner here for us. So the way that I want this to kind of run is I want to do a matches of the week. So if we're going to do this weekly, we can sit in here and chat, and we can talk about what I think I want to organize it as what I think the most exciting and most kind of like the matches I'm most excited to watch. I think like the things that like will be exciting for me are matches that will be close, matches that have like upset potential, matches that have like a lot of people talking crap at each other earlier in the week, things that have like playoff or end of season implications. So yeah, I think a lot of cool matches, and kind of trying to focus in on those. We'll do some like polls in chat, and then so this is our first preview, guys. So we're gonna it's gonna get better as we go. But something I want to do is I want to have the dogs. Those of you that don't know, I have 2 dogs, Luna and Bagel, and I want to get them in on the predictions as well. And we'll track the results, and we'll see how good they are at these close matches. Then we're gonna dig into what's the meta. So I think one of the things that I can bring a cool perspective to is from the pro side. What is like how is the meta changing? What are the things? Oh, awesome! Thank you for the resub, Bog Farmer. What are the things that we're seeing changing in the meta? What should you be expecting as fans going into any given week or any given tournament cycle? So we'll talk a little bit about that. I really enjoyed a couple of streams ago where we did tier rankings. So today we're going to tier rank the casters. So stick around for that. That's going to be fun. And then the last 2 categories, those are also things that we're going to build out some more in the future. A community spotlight. So in the past, we had people submitting memes or like little things about the justice or player clips, and I would go over those, and I liked that. So we're going to go back to that. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. And then just chatting and just hanging out. One of the things I really want to do with the just chatting portion is I want to start bringing on players so that we can all kind of sit around and pick their brains and have fun in that. But again, today it was our first one, so we're just warming up. I'm really happy you guys are here. And we'll see how this works, and we'll see how you guys like it. How's that sound for an agenda? Tier ranking role reversal. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Will this be a weekly thing? Yes, yeah. So the goal will be for this to be a weekly thing on Tuesdays for the upcoming week of games. So, on that note, let me pull up the patented PowerPoint. So, since the matches, we're gonna have another Tuesday before the matches officially start. Hey, thank you for the subscription, Hurtloam. I'm so happy you're here. I saw you changed your profile picture. Congratulations. Nice. I have a hype train coming. Very cool. Hey, and Dr. Null. Thank you so much. Yeah, Gail. Yeah, I really want to get players on here. I think it'd be really fun. And Henny's been doing such a nice job with our translations. She'd be really good at this too. So we're gonna have another episode next week before the games actually start. So I did just Friday and Saturday today. So we're gonna be Friday, Saturday, then Sunday games. So for these games coming up, the ones that like I'm particularly excited about, and that I think actually have a chance of being pretty close. The first is, I mean, the first game, right? So this is super obvious. This was a gimme for me. Houston and Dallas. You get the battle for Texas. Number one, super hyped. Really excited about that. Number two, you get some of the drama of um, some players that were on Dallas, like Crimzo, are now on Houston. There's kind of there's kind of some shots taken back and forth there. I think there's some staff overlap as well. Hey, thank you for the cheer. So got my jersey in cap ready. Nice, nice. Yeah, and so I think this is going to be a really good matchup. I think it's really like the last thing I think is really interesting is as we've looked at a lot of the power rankings that have come over time. Dallas was a team that a lot of people ranked really highly, really early on in the offseason. And Houston is a team that was ranked pretty low. I think as the offseason has gone on, they've kind of slowly moved towards each other, but I'm really interested to see kind of where that nets out. Yeah, and if we kind of, as the offseason went on, if we ended up where people thought we were going to or not. So actually, I have not, let me see if I can create a new poll. Can I do this? Houston or Dallas? I want to see what you guys say. Houston, Dallas. Did that work? Is there a poll showing up in chat? Maybe not. You guys tell me. Oh, it's working. Live results. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay. Oh, it's at the top. Okay, it's at the top. Easy. Okay. Hot take, but I got Houston. I want to see the Battle of Texas, but it ain't going to be much of a battle. A lot of people picking Dallas. Oh, this is so cool. We're going to do a whole bunch more of this. This is fantastic. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And so the next section, when we talk about like what's the meta, I think that's going to be really interesting as well, right? I think Dallas is probably going to be better at certain metas that probably are more from like the Eastern and the Korean side of things. And I think Houston's probably going to end up being better at the Western metas. So we're going to see kind of which ones they choose, they play into each other's hands, and where that goes. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. Okay, so you guys had Dallas pretty handedly, 83% Dallas. Yeah, I get that. That's still where I think the most of the sentiment is. But I think it's gonna be closer than people think. I think it's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. And then the other game I'm really looking forward to, and this also kind of has its hype pre-built into it, is this Atlanta Florida game. So for those of you that don't know, there's been like Florida's trash talking on Twitter where they're saying like they don't care where they're ranked as long as it's over Atlanta. And then Custa, who is a desk analyst, and Swing Chip, who is the translator and player manager for Florida, have like a side bet going on like donating to charity based on the results of this match. So I think most people have this going the way of Florida. So here, let me do new poll. I'm just gonna call it who wins, Florida or Atlanta. But yeah, I think it's super interesting. I think if anyone caught the Plat Chat episode today, there's some really good analysis on this and like how they thought OGE might fit or not fit into the Florida system. They talked about the coaching diff, looking at Kuki versus Brad. I think Atlanta's DPS lineup is something everyone's really, really, really excited about. So yeah, so I think this is going to be a really good one. Ooh, yeah, Moth versus Shock. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't. Gladiators versus Shock. I don't think that's going to be as close as either of these matches, but we'll see. We'll see. A lot of people think Gator and Hawk are underrated. That's absolutely true. So yeah, so I mean a little bit less strong than our first prediction there, but I think everyone's kind of leaning towards Florida for this one. So we will see. I will get my resident experts Bagel and Luna to weigh in, and we'll track their progress. But yeah, I think The other comment that, not to steal all of Plat Chat's thunder, definitely go see their stuff. But they also brought up that I think the level of competition is going to be so high. So like so many of these games, like you look at Gladiators versus Shock, that's probably most people's top pick for like the most interesting match this upcoming weekend. Um, but there's so many good ones, like Houston, like the two that I picked, and then a lot of those as well are all going to be really really good. So let me pull a chat back up here because I lost you guys there. People forget how hard Kai can carry. True, and I mean, there's like as we saw today, right? There's going to be some interesting stuff going on with like can you get players out of Europe? So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, so Justice only played week 2, so this week is all content for me. Just kidding. There's still team prep for us, but yeah, we don't play until week 2. They wanted to save the best for last. Scrimbucks. So I want to talk about Scrimbucks as well. So this is something here. This is actually that's a great segue. Chat, you guys are always so great at kind of leading me into the next conversation point. So what's the meta? I think we're in a really really interesting spot for the meta. So as you guys I think should know by now, right? The Overwatch League has moved towards this really quickly moving patch and hero ban system, which results in like really high variety. But oh, I see the weights. Are you getting big? Are they back there? Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. So yeah, rush, rush, rush. Yeah. So yeah. So I think that. Oh whoa, Hurtlum! Thank you so much. That's fantastic. Nice. Daily got one. Daily's always on here. That's so cool. Thank you so much, Hurtlum. Nice, Daily, with the emotes. That's fantastic. But yeah, I think so. Things I'm interested in this meta. So like, first of all, there's like what is the actual meta going to be, right? So like, there's people that say rush. I mean, I can even pull up my little slide first thing here to talk about this one. So I don't think it's going to be all rush, guys. Like, yeah, there's a lot of pros like Jake who are coming out here saying that it's actually like super balanced and we're seeing like a lot of different stuff. And then I think like we're in this awesome place where we got to see really, really high levels of play in like every major contenders region in Europe, NA, and Korea. There was just great levels of play. I mean, great casting as well. Honestly, tier 3 this year, or tier 2 and probably tier 3, but tier 2 this year just looks way better than in previous years. And so the compositions that you're seeing on the right side of the screen here, these were actually I can move these around. I think it was man. Yeah, I think it was like this. So these teams play each other, and these screenshots were taken. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't be right, because it would be white versus green. Does this color? Yeah, that color matches. That's how we're doing it, chat. So I think these were like the maps that these teams were playing each other on, and these screenshots were taken at the same time. So like I didn't cherry pick where like people were just kind of like mirroring different comps based on the map. Like this is a like weird like dive tanks with Echo and Ash, who are both really really strong right now, going into a double bubble hacking Genji with a Brig comp. And then down here you have this rush that everyone's seeing a lot of, like the Diva rush with May and McCree, going up into a Sigma Ball Tracer Ash composition. Like this is at least at the contenders level, right? I'm not gonna like leak too many scrimbucks here, but this is looking like I think Rush is going to be a composition that's popular, but I don't think it's going to be the only composition. And dear God, I really hope that's the case, because I really don't want it to just be Rush. I think Rush is boring. I think Rush is baby goats, but that's my personal opinion. And the other thing that I had up on there was John's tweet. So John kind of they announced, this is going to be the official patch for the Overwatch League. And I think there's actually more like good information there than people might realize, because we've been on this patch for a while. It has been here for like a lot of time. And so I think this favors obviously the teams that are more methodical and after like many reps can really dig into and do well on a certain composition. But I also think that there's going to be people, hey Army of Burbs, I think there's going to be people that are going to do artificially well in the May Melee because they've been on this patch for so long. And then when their coaching staff and their players are told that they have like a week to change everything because there's a patch change or a hero ban that goes through, they're really going to struggle. So I think don't if you feel good about your power rankings, I would not give up on them after the May Melee. Because I think that the May Melee is going to, when we look at like the season as a whole, it's going to stand out as like a weird, inconsistent tournament cycle versus all of the other ones. I think it's going to be a bit of a wild card. Oh, hey, thank you for the sub, Luke. Good to see you. So I think those are kind of like the points of the meta that are interesting to me. I really like that it's balanced. I think we have a good team regardless of the meta. I think that we're also a team that can both optimize and can optimize with a long amount of time and can adapt really quickly. So I feel good about that as well. I think the being able to see what's going on in tier 2, if you guys have been watching that, that's really helpful. It's really cool to see what they're doing and if we're missing anything. And so far it seems pretty consistent with what we're seeing in pro scrims as far as I can relay as well. I think really, really cool stuff there. I just want the season to start. I really wish that we were playing the first week. So we're gonna watch a lot of Overwatch. I'm probably gonna watch every single match. I know I will. I will watch every single match the first weekend because I have the time. You're trying to temper our wildly hyped expectations. I mean, I think the Justice are going to do good no matter what, but for other teams as well, right? I think that the Justice, my hope in the way that we built the team is that we will be consistently good, but I think that there are going to be teams that are going to do better in May than they'll do the rest of the season because they were better at the long grind of strategy. They were better at kind of figuring things out quickly, cohesion-wise on their team, or maybe they've been playing together a long time. But once other teams catch up, they're going to kind of fall off. Pre-co-stream. So I'm actually pretty involved on game day, so I can't co-stream, but we might have news coming about that soon. So TM, not the player. I had my eye on Avril, but the guy's too big. He's too big a name now. We can't do that. Congrats to him. And so, again, this is the transitions. They're too good. They're too good. Tier Tuesday. Okay, let's pull this up. I was really excited about this. I put a lot of thought into this, guys. I feel like a lot of people don't put a lot of thought into their tier rankings, and they just kind of yeet them out there. So we're gonna dig in here. So starting with, I think, Jake S tier. Oh wait. So I think that the easiest one to start with here is you gotta, like, come on. This is, you got Uber and Mr. X. Like every year, the last couple of years, nominated for best broadcaster, or like, I mean, different people call it different things. There's like a best caster of esports, best broadcaster of esports, broadcast personality. I don't care what it is. And these guys, every year, it's like one of them or both of them. So that's pretty easy. Also, like, I've been enjoying their off-season stuff too. I think Uber's been doing some cool stuff with his workouts. You know, I'm sneaking my weights in the background. Maybe I'm trying to compete. Probably not. I think Mr. X has been he's a good ambassador for the Overwatch League. So I think they've been doing cool stuff. And also, speaking of off-season stuff, did anybody see the clip on competitive Reddit of Matt just from his Call of Duty days just going off on this other team where they'd like dropped someone and their team's beating them, and he's just berating this team and just screaming at them, that's why you got dropped? That's the energy. If Matt sees this clip, that's the energy I want this year in his casting, and he'll bring it. So they are an easy S tier. So let's see, show it. I'll post it. Yeah, Achilles and Avril. So this one, I gotta give back to Avril a little what he gave to me, right? Like, I thought about, we should make like an S plus tier, because Avril is just a hard carry, and he's my front runner for Rookie of the Year for casting. But in the same way that, Avril, when he was doing our team rankings, was like, there's a lot of hype for the Justice. We don't want to overhype the Justice, though. I don't want to overhype Avril. I think Avril's going to be, clear Rookie of the Year front runner. And then Achilleos, I mean, together they're just going to be great. They're going to be fantastic. So easy S tier for me there. Jaws and Vicky. So this is interesting. So Jaws, I really liked Jaws's tease video where Jaws kind of brought up the fact that he's been grinding in the offseason. I don't know if you guys have been seeing this, but like he's been streaming, and he was definitely top 500. He might have made like a push into the middle of that kind of group. So that's really cool. I mean, someone mentioned Jake in the chat. I've mentioned that like I think that having an ex player is a really good thing. Like, because I mean, like most players aren't going to be good casters, but having a ex player or like someone with pro experience or someone that can play at the pro level, I think is really important, and really healthy for the league. I think they bring cool analysis that most people can't bring. They can be like, oh yeah, in my ladder games, I see a lot of this, or yeah, I was playing against OGE the other day and I noticed that they were doing this, and I was like, why were they doing that? And now we see why. So that's really cool. And then Vicky, so people that watch Tier 2 know who she is. People that watch Owl might not, but she actually has a really big and really cool fan base in the Nintendo scene and like the Super Smash scene, and she's like Nintendo ambassador. So my hope is, and like a lot of the decisions that I make on like things I'm excited about for the league are things that are going to make the league better. Like I tweeted about it today. Like I just want orgs and casters and coaches that are making decisions to just make the league better, and I want long-term kind of long-term stability, and I think Vic brings a really cool audience that does kind of help us grow in that way. So that's, I think, I saw Jaws's Jaws was risking this for me by putting Justice 10th. But we'll say that his in-game analysis will lean heavily on his player ability, perhaps not his ability to weigh on the Justice. So that's an S tier. Together, they have the matching profile pictures. They'll even each other out. I think that's S tier quality. So our last two. So today released, 10th Endus, 10th. Yeah, that's I'm gonna leave it in S, and I'm not gonna move it. We'll see. We'll have the last laugh. Wait, turn it counterclockwise. What? Vicky can be S, Joss can be A. Oh, I got it. That's really funny. So Doa coming back. This is really cool. ZP coming back. So one of the most important, Doa coming back after a hiatus, ZP coming back after last year. Pretty good way to put them all in S. So I think the thing that really excites me about these guys, and one of the things that like casters really, really need, is synergy. And I think if you look at all of these guys, like I think that there's like a really cool story that each of these like duos kind of makes. Like I think if you want kind of like a bro-y kind of almost COD feeling cast, you can turn into like the Uber and Mr. X one. And if you want, I think what we're going to get from ZP and Doa is like a really high level of analysis. Like I think both of these guys get really into kind of the tail of the tape kind of storylines. I think they're going to do great at that. And I think there's going to be people that are going to tune in just for kind of the conversations they're going to have around the game. So yeah, I mean, you can't argue against synergy. I think that's going to be that's an easy S tier. But are we, chat? But are we going to put everybody in S tier? So before we make that decision, Brennan Sideshow coming back. I mean, we'll air it out. We'll air it out here. Sideshow. We send the man free Justice beer. Look, we'll pull it back up. This delicious lager that Reinforce had nothing but nice things to say about how it's one of the better beers he's ever had, and we send it to Josh, and doesn't he just say it has hints of rule bending? and late player signings. I believe I'll have to go back and watch egg tier. So I think there's not a lot of love between Sideshow and the Justice, but the other thing, like when you're looking at casters, right? If they like their job is really hard, and they're trying to create an entertainment product, and they are trying to stay on top of the game and all the things going on. But if on top of all of that, you can be the one that brings in additional fans. This is insane to me. These guys have made this Plat Chat show that brings in its own fan base. Like there will be games, like mark my words, like this is just like factually true. There will be games that people will not tune in to watch the teams. They will tune in to watch Brennan's Sideshow because they're entertaining, and they like them, and they like the way that they do their casts. So I will be the bigger person here, and I will say I don't even have to be the bigger person. Like let's be honest. I think looking at all of these caster duos, I think from my perspective, what I want from casters is I want them to make the Overwatch League better. And I think every single one of these people is capable of doing that. So I'm super, super, super excited. Was it a massive cop-out? Absolutely. But I'm super excited for all of these different groups. And honestly, that's the thing, right? That like we have fewer games this year. We only have 16 games regular season per team. And so now, like, we're so spoiled. We're going to have a really high level of play. And on top of the really high level of play, I'm just like looking at each of these casting duos. I'm gonna be like, yeah, like I could be in a mood one day where I'm like, you know what? I really want to like watch the game that Jaws and Vicky are casting because I know that they're going to like have this type of analysis and they're going to kind of bring this type of conversation. And that's going to be like just what I'm in the mood for that day. And on another day, I might be like, hey, I want something like a little bit more silly. I want like a little bit more of the banter. Like I'm going to turn it into a Brennan Sideshow cast. So Luna and Bagel casting. Yeah, so I think they're all going to be really, 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 really good. Last year, yeah, and this is going to be even better. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fantastic. So I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped, guys. We'll see uh, how am I gonna manage 2 weeks? 2 weeks until the Overwatch League. 3 weeks for us. I'm so happy that Avril. Yeah, huge congrats to Avril. Huge congrats to these people, like to those folks that like put in the grind, right? To like the people that Vicky's now coming up into this. I mean, everyone had to put in the grind at some point. But, like the people that like this was like their kind of breaking the glass ceiling moment. Like, what a cool moment for them. And obviously, like yeah, everyone. I get the little like stream notifications. They're like, oh, people that watch your stream also watch. We're all Avril fans here. Twitch knows it. I know it. You know it. We're all Avril fans. Avril's great. I've been big Avril fan since we went to Australia, and the man somehow managed to make the most troll match I've ever seen entertaining, mind blowing. And I got to do my open scrim cast with him, where the second he left, I was just kind of like deer in the headlights, and I realized at that moment because like he like went to get a drink of water during a pause, and the game started way faster, and I was just sitting there, and I was like, oh, I was just being carried. It was like one of those things where like like the mercy stops pocketing you, and you're like, oh, I'm just bad at the game, and this person was just boosting me. Like Avril was just boosting me that whole time, and so credit to him. He's gonna be great. He can make paint drying entertaining. I'm pretty sure he absolutely could, and a lot of these casters could. They're bringing some really really cool things to the table. So oh man, I went too quickly from my PowerPoint. So yeah, so community spotlight. I mean, we can talk quickly about the community spotlight. Will there be a new wait, what? A new toilet or like a new toilet bowl? Toilet bowl. I was like, what meme am I missing out on about a toilet? A new toilet bowl. I mean, there has to be a new toilet bowl. I think hot take. We'll see. But I think the new toilet bowl might be in Asia. We'll see. I think looking at the two different sides of things, I'm really impressed with North America. Even the teams that people are kind of saying are struggling, and it might be the meta, right? Like rush meta is something that I think definitely kind of I talk about a lot. Like it flattens the curve, right? Like whereas like dive definitely like spreads things out, and you get like a really clean hierarchy of like this is the best team at dive, and they will always beat the second best team, who will always beat the third best team. But rush really kind of flattens that curve, and you kind of get these long shots where like some like lower ranked team can really kind of punch above their weight. So we'll see if it's meta dependent, but I think NA's gonna be really competitive. Yeah, get your scrim bucks. People say Philly is bad. Fusion crying in the club. I'm not gonna say who I think. I'm not gonna say who I think in Asia, but I think we'll see. It's probably meta dependent. I'll caveat it. It's probably meta dependent. Sad that we will never see Valiant and Titans. Hey, Overwatch. There's always next year. There's always next year. All right. So for community content, so if anyone watched the preview last year, so last year was like recorded. This year we're doing it live. But what I would do, I was ask for like clips and like cool little memes and stuff. We did that on the Discord last year. Quick like check in chat, like who uses the Discord, and who, first of all, like do you use the Discord, and second of all, if you were gonna submit like your clips, like I saw Basket was in here. He's like a really really high ranked DPS player. He's like an Ash one trick, but he's really good. If people are going to like give their clips, would you guys put it on Twitter? Like if I put like a tweet out about it, would you guys like respond to the Twitter with like links to your stuff? Discord gang. In the Discord but too shy to use it. That's fair. Don't use it. They're somehow good. Okay, we'll see. I'll talk to the social team about how to collect everyone's stuff. Ash Bronze. Yeah, I think Discord worked last year. So we'll see how that works this year. So instead, I want to this one. So the casters, obviously the casters I had kind of pre-planned there, pun intended on some of that. But as a group here, we will create the community content, and we will post it on my socials, and I will take credit for it. Wait, what are you asking? Sorry, Peter. I'm asking if people use Discord, and if we asked for community content, would they submit it there? Because I personally, I use Twitter way more than I use Discord. Like people in Discord know I don't spend a ton of time in there. But we'll see. We'll rely on Jake and Nicole and the social warriors to kind of make sure they collect the hive mind from the group. So, new event today. Not gonna lie, not a huge fan. I was sitting here. I was about to say I thought this was one of the best events they've ever done. I'm usually super critical. I'm usually like really not really not into, but there's usually like one or two skins that I like, and the rest I think are just like bleh. Black Bishop. Thank you. I think the Zarya skin is so good. Zarya hasn't had a good skin since like the 70s workout skin or whatever. Like, obviously I'm a Zarya main, so like I'm gonna say that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I love. Also, like I think it was Peter that said, yeah, the Zarya gun's really cool. I think it was Peter that said like 2 of these are like Washington Justice skins. We got like mascot skins out of this. We got the Soldier 76 and the Tracer were like made for us, and Paris got their little Widow skin. But we do need, I mean, we'll get to it in a sec, guys, but we probably should burn the Lucio with fire, right? Like we should probably just pretend this was never here, right? We should just like I can't even do it, but like I really don't want to talk about that. That's really I like all of these excluding Lucio. That's what okay, here we go, chat. We'll get into the tier ranking. Tracer is British? Oh, she is. You're right. Oh, wow. See, good attention to detail. Yeah, more for the hurricane. Fine. Okay, we'll give London Tracer, and we'll take the Soldier. The Soldier's really cool. The Lucio skin is from Mad Max? It's not really from Mad Max, though, right? I think was it Florida? Someone made like a Guy Fieri pun, and I was like, yep, this is like Guy Fieri and a biker gang of one. We'll act like Lucio is never here. Yeah, we'll like make it small so that we don't have to like look at it, and we'll put it like all the way down here and just let it stay there. forever. So okay, this has to be S tier. This is fairly non-controversial. Here, we'll does anyone firmly disagree with this being both the best skin of the event and the best Zarya skin in a hot minute? Lucio S tier, get out of here, Deuce. Get out of here. This Lucio skin is terrible. It's the only S tier. This Lucio skin is only S tier because if they get like play of the game with it, I'm actually gonna laugh, like physically laugh out loud when I see it because it's just so ridiculously bad. Ooh, yeah, we can do polls. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So we'll start with this. We'll do Zarya. So these are our two barometers. We're not doing from S to D anymore. We're doing from Zarya to Lucio. Okay, we'll do Soldier next. Soldier, I like who was it in chat that suggested we're gonna do a poll. We're gonna do a poll. I'll put it on the line, and then you guys vote. We'll vote on if it should go up or down on the line. Hey, thank you Ryan for the follow. Is it SA? Is it Soldier SA or AB? S for Soldier? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna do this. Here we go. Manage poll. Soldier S. Well, actually, I can do like three. I can do three. Oh man, look at this. Boom. All right. The Soldier poll is live. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ryan. Yeah. So just so everyone knows, so we are restreaming this. So it's actually going through our YouTube channel because we want to get views and interaction. So if you're on the YouTube channel, hey, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry you can't see chat. I promise I haven't been talking to myself this whole time. And I'm also streaming it on my Twitch because I have like this community here that I love to interact with. Yeah, so it is allowed. It's you can use an application called Restream, send it to both spots, and then we can get kind of the official YouTube one that we'll upload and you guys can watch later. And we'll get the Twitch one where we all can kind of hang out and chat. All right, here we go. What is... Oh, man, everyone says S tier. Wow. It is pretty cool. It's also, I mean, if we agree that it's the Justice skin, then it has to be S, right? Oh, so both are live. Yeah, you're watching on both. Gotta get those numbers up. Thank you, Flying Sea Line. That's true fandom there. That's why I have my laptop and my phone, everything. It's actually just like 6 of us, and then all of my things is all of our viewers. Okay, let's see. Genji. We'll do Genji next. Manage a poll. New poll. Name. And while the polls are going on, I will voice over Tobias the results of the poll. So, is the Genji skin cool? Absolutely. But I feel like we have to rate it relative to all of his other skins. He has like the coolest skins in the game, and it's not even close. He has like an insane amount of cool skins. And while this skin is cool, is it like for a Genji skin? Is it the coolest skin? I don't know. I don't think so. I think I had it like A, B is probably where I had it. Looks like A's kind of pulling ahead here. All right, we're being very nice. We're being biased by my caster ratings to give all of the skins higher ratings. Which one next? Tracer, which I definitely didn't think was a US skin, but it had like the triangle hat. I thought the triangle hat thing was like the American thing. Let's see. My mom will be happy. My mom is English. She'd be like, yeah, confuse those. Who's to say who won? The Brits or the Americans? It's unclear. Tri-corner, thank you. Can you remove the Lucio skin out of sight? We'll make it smaller. It doesn't even, it's like these events, they say that they're gonna do like they throw in like all of the skins that like didn't make the cut for other stuff earlier in the year. So clearly, like, there's like kind of some themes with like the soldier and the tracer and stuff. But like, what event did this? I can't. Maybe like a summer event. Ooh, what's the best snack to go with the DC Brau Justice beer? What's that, Ryan? The DC Brau Sip of Justice new lager that was released just for the Justice. Ah, what snack? I was having Oreos earlier. Oreos and beer is a terrible combination, but somehow my love of Oreos and my love of this delicious beer made that work. What did I have recently? I had like pork rinds. Those are really good. That was really good beer food. All right, B. B. We're just crowdsourcing now. I didn't even influence. I was talking about beer and snacks with Ryan there. We weren't even influencing that. Tracer Skin D. USA USA. Yeah, no, Dash Deck, I agree too. I was about to buy the Tracer Skin, but and this happens all the time where like the gun model is too big. So like there's like multiple Ana skins where the her biotic rifle is just way too big. There's the McCree like summer skin with his like squirt gun is like comically large and gets in the way. So that's no good. And yeah, I almost bought the Tracer Skin, but then she has like these kind of like Ben Franklin glasses, something straight out of National Treasure things that just it just doesn't do it. Doesn't do it for me. All right, next one. New poll. Zen. I'm like not putting D because I feel like other than Lucio, we'll see. I'll put D for Mercy because I know some people hated the Mercy one. I kind of like it, but I don't know. Other than Lucio, I didn't like hate any of these. Ooh, this one starts with a super even split. I'm not gonna say anything about this one because I have fairly strong feelings about it. Here, I'll make it bigger and pixelier. I like his head because the head makes sense and it reminds me of something out of like Skyrim, like the dwarves, like the whatever the Dweller. I forget the lore from Skyrim, but in any case, I like the head, but the rest of it feels kind of boring to me. Oh man, C pulling ahead. Oh yeah, true. Bioshock vibes. Black Bishop. You're true. True. Chat is wrong. All of Sens are pretty. Oh wow. Yep. Okay. C. That's actually where I had it as well. See, Zen also falls prey to the Genji thing of like Zen just not as many as Genji, but a lot of cool skins for Zen, in my opinion. I talked to someone recently that disagreed with me, but I actually think Zen has a lot of cool skins. He also has the Jonak skin, which I still stand by is a top 3 skin in the game. All right, Widow. New poll. Actually, you know what? I'll put... Can I put S? I can put D. I'll put D for Widow. Just in case. Just in case. Never got the Jonak skin and still regret it. Yeah, true. Let's see. So similar to the gun models, my issue with Widow is any Widow skin, like both of her ballet swan ones, anything that has this feather on the top here is actually like detrimental to the game. It's the same with Zen. Zen has like 2 of them that have like his little I forget the name of them, where he has like a turban on his head and then a feather coming out, and like it pokes out. It pokes out over cover, and especially for Widow, that's like very very bad. So functionally, I guess we didn't really say if we were rating it functionally or fashionably. Yeah, C. Okay. Long story short, put it in C. Boop. Are Owl allowed to have skins on during officials? No. We have skins, but they're our team skins. They're very cool. They're the Justice skins. It would be cool. It would be, what would be really cool is if they let the MVPs wear their MVP skins and match. That would be like the biggest flex. That would be really cool. All right, here we go. Last one. Mercy is D, not gonna lie. Right, Gail? That would be such a flex. Just like Jonak coming around the corner with his octopus thing. Like, how many like former MVPs would wear their skin even and play that hero even when it wasn't meta, just to flex? Like, someone on r/cow actually like reworked this and like they put like a hood and it made it kind of like Robin Hoodie esque, which was like I think a really good change. And actually, yeah, now I'm looking at this haircut is terrible. Yes, welcome to the pre DC Brau stream where we rate the haircuts of Overwatch League heroes, except the hair. This camo thing is kind of cool. The wings, like the green on the wings, is cool. The hair is pretty yikes though. Not a big fan. She wants to speak to my manager. I'll have to talk to Grant. D. Yep. Yep. Boom. In the D tier. Okay. This is good. This is basically where I had it. I think I had in my head I had probably Tracer and Soldier both in A. And Zarya, standing alone there. But nice, nice. I'll take that. Lucio A. Listen, I've never banned someone from chat before, but I'm thinking about it. I actually like Lucio better than Mercy. I like it better in that like it's so bad it's good, and maybe it's not. No, I can't even say that. It's just bad. It's just straight up bad. Just put it in the trash can. I have to let you vote on it? Fine, fine. Okay, we'll pull it back up for fairness. Oh man. I'm gonna have to like rate this as like a mature stream. There's like horrifying images. Peer pressured into making a poll. Okay. seeing a lot of D's, chat. Lot of D's coming in. That's a D for me, dog. I'm sorry, guys. It just if it makes you feel any better, the lowest D was the most popular one. Spell out a C with D's right in for an F tier. It's like a D minus tier. But yeah, so in the future, this will be we're setting the groundwork here, guys. The framework for future previews. So we'll do like more of this. We probably won't tier rank people's art. That feels wrong, but we'll say it's cool and we'll react to it and we'll set it as our phone backgrounds and stuff. Lucia poll ended. Lucia D. Shocker. Yeah, and then the last thing was just chatting and just kind of talking with you guys. Again, hopefully I want to try and get some Overwatch folks, ideally from our team, in here. Tier rank art. Art's it's opinion. Man, I keep seeing this Hurt Loam 5 gifted sub things at the top. That's so cool. Thank you so much. But yeah, I think the last thing, just chatting, and this is I for those of you that follow me on Twitter, I had like a tweet today talking about that I just really hope that teams are making. This is not what the tweet said, but the sentiment from the tweet. I actually had a couple reporters reach out to me about it, and I chose not to like get into it too far. But the sentiment behind the tweet is I really hope that teams and organizations are making decisions for the long term, not the short term. Obviously, COVID sucks and is nasty, and it's put everyone in like really bad situations, but at least like how I can sleep at night is when I look at the decisions that we've made for our team when things have gotten nasty. When, for those of you that remember, when Lulzish was in visa hell, we kept him on the roster for like a really long time, and we paid a lot of lawyer fees to try to get him here, and we kept involving him in scrims because he deserves it. And all of these players like deserve to be treated well. They've worked so hard. Like there's not a single player in the Overwatch League that hasn't been grinding this forever. So yeah, I'm just gutted for soon. Like the things that are really important to me for the Overwatch League, right, are personalities are really important, right? Part of why I'm so excited about our casters is they bring really great personalities. You know, each and every one of them has a great personality. Um, I think Soon is has a huge fan base, is a really staple, like a really kind of staple part of the Overwatch League scene. So I hope something works out with him individually as a player. But you know, I don't know what happened. You know, maybe Soon or maybe other players, their orgs, maybe they did everything right. Maybe they filed all the visas and maybe they tried their hardest and I mean I've talked to other teams. I know some teams are getting players out of Europe. When we had to get Stitch and Janu here, we had to pull some weird stuff to get them here as quickly as we did, but we did it. Or if we couldn't do it, you know, we stuck with it for a long time with Lulzish, and I think it sounds like that's what Philadelphia is going to try and do. You know, it sounds like they're really going to try and dig in on that. So yeah, I think where that tweet was coming from is that I just really hope that people aren't saying, you know, like, I can save $1 in the near term, and like that's good enough for me. I think what the Overwatch League needs is to be an appealing place for players where they can say, you know, I can join an Overwatch League team and know I'm going to be taken care of. Well, now weird stuff sounds sketchy. We had to fly them around to a bunch of different places. At that time, we couldn't fly people directly into US. They had weird stuff like with their Korean visas. So we had to kind of like figure out some kind of dancing around, relocating monkey business with visas where you kind of put people certain places and move them around. Which again, I think the other teams have kind of figured that out as well. And so I'm glad that we were able to get the players that we could into the country. Yeah, we smuggled them in suitcases. Actually, Stitch is very small and compact. But yeah, I think I just want teams to be making choices for the long term. You know, the example that I like to bring up a lot of times for those of you that do know, like the basketball scene, LeBron, or even if you don't, like, you know who LeBron is. Like, Space Jam 2 trailer just came out. Come on. But he and most other just phenomenally gifted athletes had a decision like sometime in high school where they just kind of figured out like, oh, I'm going to be so good at being an athlete that I can just choose. And for most US athletes, it's basketball or football. And LeBron had that choice. And at the time, I believe, I'm pretty sure this is true, is when basketball was kind of starting to really pull away from football in terms of player care. And so they were doing things like guaranteeing salary. If you got injured, you couldn't get cut if you got injured. They were doing much more player favorable splits and contracts. Backwards also. And so LeBron, and I think a lot of other really big personalities and really big up-and-coming athletes chose to go into basketball. And if you look at the growth rate of basketball versus football, in North America, they have not passed football, but their growth rate and their rate of change, they are destroying football. And that's what I want. That's what I want from the Overwatch League. I want players who, and like the barriers to entry and the barriers to change between football and basketball are huge. Like once you've chosen to go into basketball for like 3 years, you can't go to football. You just can't. Like I don't think anybody has successfully gone from being an all-star in basketball to an all-star in football. You just can't do it. But you can do it, as FaZe just proved in Valorant, in esports. It's actually quite easy. And so that makes it even more important where we need to be a legitimate esport that takes care of our players in a desirable location so players want to play in the Overwatch League and their fans want to watch. That's why I run my team, and that's how I hope more and more teams in the Overwatch League are thinking about it. Not I can make a quick buck by like doing this here, but I can create a culture and like build and make decisions that are good for the league so we can all continue to do what we're doing. So, end rant. That's kind of what my tweet was about today. I saw a lot of people really like that. I think a lot of people in this league really, really care about the players, myself included. That's my number one priority. Yeah. I don't know, Peter. I think I'm not worried yet, right? Like, so this is another thing that I passed along to a reporter that reached out to me today. Is like, I'm not super worried yet, right? Like I do not think that the Overwatch League has a reputation of doing this, but I do think that if this continues, we will. Right? Like you kind of get like this big band-aid fix of like just blame COVID, after your team is entirely signed and you drop the entire team and go to China, just blame COVID. After you knew visas were going to be a problem and you just drop your player again, like dropping players after deadlines or after rosters are constructed sucks. And while I know people don't like how we picked up Decay, I would ask them, like, is it a better world where Decay just didn't play in those playoffs? Like, do you think the Overwatch League is a better place if Decay is not in it? I don't think so. So, yeah, I just think that I want teams to have a longer term perspective because that's the only way that we're going to stick around. Because I love my job. I love doing this. I love talking to you guys. I think that's how we keep it around. Taking care of the players. Ryan's asking here, in-person events. So we're definitely not going to be able to do in-person events in DC until May. I think that the mayor recently put out like a statement about this. So we're definitely following like the letter of the law on, like CDC guidelines and like group meeting things. So just magically, true, Bishop. But yeah, so I think May is probably the earliest, but it's going to be very much, a lot of this is just going to be dependent on vaccine timing and all of that stuff. So as soon as we can, more long term. Can we say that this year? Definitely this year is the goal. 100% this year is the goal. That's why we chose the facility that we chose, right? We invested a lot in making the facility fan accessible. So we're really, really hoping for this year. So I think I'm a pretty realistic person. Like I was pretty pessimistic on the whole kind of Operation Hawaii thing happening. And it is still chugging forward. So that's really cool. And so I think I'm generally, a cautiously pessimistic person by nature. And I do think that we'll be able to get fans in the facility. So yeah, I'm really optimistic about that. Very cool. Awesome. So, do I want to go to Hawaii? Of course I want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii so bad. So, end of episode 1, the preview. Thank you guys so much. We're going to do this weekly, guys. We're going to try to do this. We'll talk about upcoming matches. We're going to do one next week. I'll talk about the matches on the first Sunday of that weekend because we didn't talk about those, which ones we're excited to talk about then. We'll definitely get the community spotlight up. Let's see. So that'll be match of the week. The meta stuff, I'll figure out something to talk about there, and we'll figure out some cool tiers. Preview sponsored by Hawaii Board of Tourism. Preview. One last shout out. One last thank you, DC Brau. I'm actually gonna swing by and pick up some more Sips of Justice because our facility is running low. They are a really cool sponsor, and I'm super happy. This is like dream come true for me to be able to do stuff like this. So thank you to them. All right, chat. Last question. Who do we send you guys to? Oh, I already know. All right. We're starting the raid. Tayo, great player. He plays for the Shock. I know the Shock, but Tayo is really, really cool. Guy was on the cover of GQ Japan. You can't make this stuff up. Really, really cool. So we are going to raid Tayo. If you have your pre-emotes, Luna and Bagel, you can put them there. He's a pretty cool guy. He'll probably appreciate them. He was also I was watching his game the other day. He was struggling in ranked. I think he said he lost like 300 SR. So he needs the support. So we'll go hang out with him for a little bit. So yeah, new goal, pre-on GQ. Hey, I wouldn't say no. Pre-on GQ Hawaii. That's the real goal. Awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to send you guys over to Tayo. Thank you so much for watching the preview presented by DC Brau today. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.